Okay, so Fight Night Abu Dhabi just concluded. I'm going to go through the entire card, top to bottom, give my reaction to what went down on this fight night. Not the best in terms of predictions for me. A lot of surprises. A lot of surprises. I'm telling you right now, like, we're in the era of y'all must have forgot. We're in the Unk era. Like, the Unks showed out tonight, except for Whittaker. Yeah, in terms of picks, let me see here. I went 1-1, 1-1, 2-2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5, 5-5, 6-5, 6-6, 50% pick rate. Absolutely terrible for me tonight. Really shocking card. Let's start with the main event, right? Whittaker versus DeRitter. I see a lot of people saying potential robbery, questionable decision. Look, I'm not mad at the decision. I'm not mad at Rainer DeRitter winning this fight. Look, I underestimated I almost said Rainer de Whittaker. Rainer de Ritter. Dude, Rainer de Ritter's a problem, right? For a guy who, grappling is his specialty, those knees are a problem. Like RDR is a problem with those knees, and you saw it. Everybody was talking about. The commentators were talking about how Whittaker looked gassed in that fight, and that was because of the fucking knees, dude. Like those knees will drain your gas tank. Right? He's got nasty knees in the clinch. He's a big, strong, durable guy. He can take punishment. And it showed tonight, man. Like it was a close fight. First round, I had Whittaker winning it, edging it. He landed the better strikes, stuffed the takedowns, was looking really good. This fight looked like it was going to play out exactly how I predicted. Second round, RDR wins that round, right? Hurts Robert Whittaker with the knee in the clinch, takes him down, kind of controls him on the ground. Doesn't do much, but edges the round, right? Third round, that's a tricky round to score in. Like, initially, I had it for RDR. I had it for RDR. I know Rob dropped him, but like RDR was picking him apart on the feet. Rob, landed that nice. I think it was a left hook or a right hook right on the chin. Dropped DeRitter. Was doing some good ground and pounds, and then DeRitter gets up, eventually gets the takedown, controls him. I don't know, man. I don't think Rob did enough in that round. In all honesty, like I know he would like out of in terms of that round, if you look at it, Rob was closest to finishing the round. But I think DeRitter had a hell of a finish to that round. He controlled Rob for like 2.5 minutes on the ground. And those knees just they took a toll, right? You look at round 4, super close round. Um Honestly, I think round 4 I gave to DeRitter, right? So I gave DeRitter round 2. I gave him round 4. I think he did a little bit more than Rob, landed a little more damaging strikes. Round 5 was a really close round, and I think that's more the controversial round. I think I don't know. So I gave Rob 1. I gave DeRitter 2. I don't know, man. Like, I think DeRitter won the first 3 at least. Or no, sorry, the Rob won, DeRitter 2, 3, 4. You could have given to Rob 5. I don't know. Well, actually, DeRitter I think 4, and then Rob maybe edged 5. But I do think DeRitter won this fight 3-2. I just think he had a little bit more damaging strikes. Those knees really took a toll on Rob. It kind of made Rob look bad in that fight. I know a lot of that's the unorthodox approach of DeRitter. But dude, his technique looks terrible, but make no mistake, like Rainer DeRitter is a fucking problem in the middleweight division, right? Do I think he gets the next shot? No, because there's a bit of an issue in that division right now. You have Obviously, Hamzat going up against Dricus next month. You have Kyle Bahayo versus Nasruddin Imavov, a guy who I actually think will eventually become champion. So it's kind of tricky, like, in terms of what you do with Rainer de Ritter next, because, like, where do you go from here, right? You're headlining, a fight night against the former champion Rob Whittaker, like one of the best middleweight fighters of all time. So you can't really go backwards there, So I don't know what they do with him. I know Adesanya is trying to get the Strickland fight. Rob was 5. Adesanya's 4. Hamzat's fighting for the belt. He's 3. Sean Strickland's 2. And Imavov, who's already has a fight, is ranked 1. So I don't know what you do with Rainer. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you do with him. So that's going to be tricky. That's going to be tricky moving forward. But, like, hey, he earned my respect tonight, man. Like, he looked decent. He looked decent. Those knees are nasty. Just his size, his physicality, his durability, and, like, his ability to land nasty knees in the clinch are going to make him a problem moving forward in that division. So we'll see what they do with Rainer, but, he earned my respect. I underestimated him a little bit. It was just so hard to think he was going to go in there and just be able to beat Robert Whittaker after, like, facing Kevin Holland and, like, Gerald Mearshart and Bo Nickel. It was like, you really think he's going to do that to Whittaker? Give me a break. And he went in there and, he handled business. He handled business. It was a close fight. I'm not mad at the decision. I think, it could have maybe gone either way, but I'm not mad at the decision. It was such a close fight. Both men took a shitload of damage in that fight. De Ritter took a lot of head damage. Whittaker took a lot of body damage. And, De Ritter's a problem. De Ritter's a problem. All right, co-main. Peter Yan, Marcus McGee. I mean, this one wasn't a big shock. Like, it played out exactly how I thought and how I predicted. Peter Yan, I hate that he does this. He always has to download data in the first round. And he usually gives away the first round. And that's just so, like, scary in a fight like this. It's only 3 rounds because he's putting himself in a position like, even if he comes back and wins the second, going into the third, it's even. Each guy has 1 a pop, right? Marcus comes out. I think he edged the first round, landed a bit more strikes, and then Peter went to work rounds 2 and 3, right? That's where you started seeing him chewing him up. He was slipping a lot of the punches, countering, rocked McGee a few times, stumbled him. McGee's just a big dude, so that's why he was able to survive. He's just a big, durable, strong-ass fucking dude. So he was able to absorb that. He got wobbled a few times, stayed on the feet, stayed in the fight, but Peter Yan was just kind of a step ahead in rounds 2 and 3, right? Like, just that level of experience, the high guard, his ability to slip, his ability to land, and then he mixed in the takedown in round 3, had a Kimura, and then kind of had his back. He had him clinched for most of the third round. It was just a real veteran experience kind of performance with Peter Yan. And, I mean, if you're Marcus McGee, I mean, dude, this is kind of crushing because, like, the dude is 35, which is insane because Peter Yan is 33 years old. And you look at who he's fought in this division, right? Aljo twice. Rob Dvalishvili. Song Yadon. Davison Figueiredo. Jose Aldo. Like, it's just they've had completely different careers, right? Whereas Marcus is 35. He's coming off of a win over Jonathan Martinez and now is just getting his big break against Peter Yan. This is a setback, and this is tough being that you're 35, right? Like, because, like, this was your big shot. You don't probably have too much time left being 35 in the bantamweight division. So, he definitely held his own. He didn't get completely dominated, but clearly, like, that experience and just that technical ability of Peter Yan took over rounds 2 and 3. There's not much Marcus could do about it. He just got outclassed. He got 29-28. Not a big deal. Obviously, allow him to fight down the rankings, maybe get a bounce back. But yeah, I mean, in terms of title aspirations, that's pretty crushing to lose a fight like this at 35 years of age. So nice work, Peter Yan. I mean, you have to like a Peter Yan win, dude. Like, I know this guy used to be kind of a villain. He used to be a real mean bastard, but I don't know, man. It's kind of wholesome seeing him bring his sons in the cage, and they're all pumped he won, and you gotta appreciate just the technical mastery of Peter Yan. He's good everywhere. You know, he's gonna get a title shot next. You know, you have to give the guy a title shot. If they don't give him a title shot, there's something seriously wrong. Somebody's being blackmailed. The UFC has it out for him. Do I think he's gonna be a champ again? No, but at least give him that opportunity for one more crack at the belt. So nice work, Peter Yan. Oh, by the way, I did pick Peter Yan. I picked Whittaker. So, you know, not too bad. Shara Magomedov, Marc-Andre Barriault. I had Shara winning by a second round knockout. And this fight was a little bit of a back and forth. I do think overall Shara won almost the entire fight. Second round, dude, Marc-Andre Barriault rocks him and then clinches up with him. Like, it's just, you look at these guys' record and the fact that they're a journeyman, and then you watch them fight, and it really makes sense, right? Because, like, why on earth are you clinching him against the cage after you hurt him? Put together combinations. Tee off on him. Like, there's a chance he could have gotten Shara out of there in round 2 had he have just had that, you know, presence of mind to not clinch up and just throw combinations. Put it on Shara. I still think Shara's super overrated, right? Like, I can acknowledge the things he does good. He has really good cardio. He really does. Like, he can throw a decent volume for 3 rounds straight. His kicks, really solid leg kicks, really solid body kicks. I do think he has underrated Muay Thai. But, I mean, I just think this fight was a layup because Marc-Andre Barriault, this is clearly not an intelligent fighter. Dude, you rock a guy and then you proceed to clinch him against the cage. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's crazy. I still think Shara, like, this whole superstar aura surrounding him, I don't see it. I don't know why they're pushing this guy. Look, I get he's the pirate with one fucking eye. Like, I get it. Big deal. Like, yes, he's got good kicks. He's got good Muay Thai, good cardio. But, like, we've seen this guy against, like, tougher competition, right? In terms of MVP. MVP outclassed him. And it's like, I was watching some of the post-fight show after this. And, like, Michael Bisping was recommending Israel Adesanya. Like, Michael Bisping has to be my least favorite commentator. I almost just can't deal with the shit these guys say on commentary. It's so blasphemous at this point. Like, it's just getting hard to listen to them. Like, I'm almost just, like, about to start listening to cards in silence. Because, like, I'm sorry, but, like, we're at this point where these commentators like Michael Bisping, a Hall of Fame UFC fighter, is recommending Shara Magomedov fight Israel Adesanya after getting outclassed by MVP in his last fight. Kind of getting in a little bit of a war with Marc-Andre Barriault, who's not a good fighter, dude. This is not a guy who's ever going to be a contender. This is not a particularly intelligent fighter, in my opinion. And you think he should fight Israel Adesanya. Whatever, though. Okay, good performance by Shara Magomedov. He got the job done. I do think he has good attributes, but, like, dude, this whole superstar thing, like, come on. Stop it. Stop it. Like, dude, superstars are people who, like, you know, are either top, like, 5, maybe minimum top 10 contenders. Guys who actually have, like, promise of potentially becoming a champion. That's not in Shara Magomedov's future, dude. This guy's not going to ever be a champion. I'm not trying to shit on the guy. He had a good performance. Props to him, even though this kind of was a layup for him. Because Marc-Andre Barriault just is not very good. Look, I'm not trying to shit on Shara Magomedov, dude, but, like, he's never going to be a champion. Like, you go back and watch his debut, like, 2 years ago, he has not hardly improved. He's not hardly improved. He's doing the same shit out there. Like, dude, his takedown defense is okay. Maybe that's improved a little bit. Maybe the Muay Thai and the elbows has improved a little bit. But beyond that, I'm just not seeing much improvement from this superstar. So, hey, anyway, I picked Shara Magomedov by second round knockout. He got the decision. Looked like he was close to finishing the fight a few times, but, you know, Marc-Andre Barriault was somehow able to survive. So, nice work, Shara Magomedov. All right, Asu Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. I had Almabayev by decision. it kind of played out how I expected. I thought the grappling of Almabayev would be able to slow Jose Ochoa down. Um, Jose Ochoa is pretty good, man. Like he made a good account of himself. I also saw a lot of like people saying this was a robbery. Like, dude, stop watching MMA. Come on now. Jose Ochoa did virtually nothing outside of the first round. First round was decently competitive, but ultimately, like, dude, these guys that are like real good strikers, like knockout finishers on the feet, they have such a bad habit and bad tendency of just marching forward, standing straight up and down, with like no self awareness that hey, this guy might try to shoot on me. He just kept trying to do flying knees and throw big shots, walking right at Almabayev. Almabayev would dip in every time and take him down. Like that's the only problem with like these like strong finishers like Ochoa is they just there's almost a delusion and overconfidence in their striking that they're going to get a knockout. They don't seem to be able to adjust to the grappling, right? And he just wasn't able to adjust to that. He'd come forward, he'd land some really nasty shots on Almabayev. Almabayev would dip under, get the takedown, control him for a while. He threatened some submissions here and there, but Almabayev was, easily able to get out of those. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was a nice performance by Almabayev. He showed why he's top 10. And I'm just like watching this fight thinking, like, how good is Manel Kopp? Because Manel Kopp fucking styled on Almabayev. And Almabayev is a really solid guy. He's world class, and he showed that because Ochoa is no joke. He also showed that, even though he did like no fucking damage. That's why I don't understand how people were saying like they thought Ochoa won. Like, dude, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? He did no damage. He didn't threaten anything rounds 2 or 3. So nice work by Almabayev. Decision as expected. Not sure what you do with him moving forward, but nice work anyway. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. I thought Nikita Krylov still had it. Like, I thought he would be able to, I thought he was going to try to grapple more and slow Bogdan down. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm thinking something different than these guys because, I figured you would look at Bogdan Guskov's last fight with a guy who was on 1 fucking week's notice, who was able to control him. Billy Alicano was able to control him for an entire round on the back. So I figured a guy who had the grappling of a Nikita Krylov would look at that and be like, that's the path to victory. I'm a better grappler than Billy Alicano. I'm not on short notice. I'm more dangerous on the ground. I have better submissions than Billy Alicano. Let me try to grapple this guy. He didn't do that. He stood with him. Look, I thought Nikita Krylov was doing good early. I thought he was landing decent shots. Bogdan Guskov was kind of backing up, circling. Unfortunately, Bogdan Guskov, he's a super patient guy. And that entire fight, dude, he was clearly setting a trap. He was clearly counting on the aggression of using the aggression of Nikita Krylov against him. And that's what happened, dude. He was waiting for that big counter shot. He was able to hit it, drop Nikita. Nikita's on the ground in guard, staying safe, and then just decides to, or not stay safe. He was getting teed off on, let's be honest. And then he decides to try to roll for a leg, completely exposing his back on a guy that was beating the shit out of him. So he tries to roll for a leg on Bogdan, and Bogdan starts beating the shit out of him more and eventually, puts him out. So, nice work by Bogdan. I guess Nikita, I don't know, man. I guess, dude, he had such a good, win streak going. He looked like a potential challenger for the belt. I guess those days are gone, dude. I guess, that long layoff just changed him. And you see that sometimes. These guys get on, long win streaks. Or they get on a good win streak and then they get injured and they're out for a while and they come back and they're just never the same. So, maybe that's the issue here with Nikita Krylov. Maybe he truly is washed. It's going to be hard for me to pick him moving forward. I really thought he would try to force the grappling more. Dude, I don't know. Logically, if I'm him, I'm thinking, well, a guy on making his debut on 1 week's notice was able to control him. I've been a contender for years. I can probably do even better and potentially finish the fight on the ground. I don't know. I guess common sense in MMA isn't so fucking common, dude. But Bogdan, look, he's the real deal. He's very patient. Really good head movement. Really underrated head movement. Was avoiding a lot of the shots of Nikita Krylov. And he's just patient enough to wait for that mistake. use it against you and finish the fight. So Bogdan's got a good future ahead of him, man. He's the real deal. Respect. I got that one wrong. All right. Prelims. Bryce Mitchell, Said Nurmagomedov. Really went how I expected. I had Bryce Mitchell winning by decision. I thought like the grappling and the pace of him was going to wear Said Nurmagomedov down, and that's exactly what happened. I don't know. The total strikes landed is insane to me. Like, dude, I just still don't understand like who's like who do you have counting these fucking strikes, dude? Like Said spent round 2 and 3 on his back for the most part. How on earth did he land more strikes? I guess Mitchell wasn't doing much on the ground, but like, dude, Said like made a big error in this fight, and that was trying to grapple with Bryce Mitchell. Like he was trying to wrestle with Bryce Mitchell. Like he had a really good round. I gave Said Nurmagomedov the first round. You know, he was able to kind of like stay on the feet for the most part. He got taken down, scrambled up quick, drops Bryce Mitchell with a nasty shot. I gave him the first round, and then it's like rounds 2 and 3. He just proceeds to try to like out scramble and out grapple Bryce Mitchell, which is a horrible plan, dude. Like, you're not a wrestler, you're a striker. Like, who are you trying to fool, dude? Like, so I think he really cost himself the fight. You know, I went with Mitchell, but I really thought like if Said, you know, just tried to make more of an emphasis on getting to his feet as opposed to trying to like reverse Bryce Mitchell on the ground and kind of, you know, out grapple him and reverse him constantly. Like I thought there was a clear path to victory. I think he would have won that fight if he would have just got back to his fucking feet, separated, and continued to box. Because he hurt Bryce Mitchell in round 1. Clearly, he was better on the feet. But, you know, it's, again, common sense isn't so common. You hurt a guy in round 1 on the feet. You know, look, he fought the perfect first round. Like, you get taken down, you scramble back up, you get distance, you hurt him, you drop him on the feet. And then in the next 2 rounds, you say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just going to try to out grapple this guy who's a state champion. Bryce Mitchell's a state champion out of Arkansas. So yeah, you know, common sense isn't so common. Said blew it there. I thought that was a major calculated error on his part. Like, he's a tough dude, man. And this is a good win for Bryce Mitchell. This is a good, like, y'all must have forgot performance for Bryce Mitchell. Dude, I worry about Bryce Mitchell in this division, though. Like, I'm, like, trying to tell myself that, you know, maybe this was just his debut. He's not used to like that weight cut. Maybe he needed a warm up fight to get adjusted against a tough guy in this division. But man, like I hope that's what it is because like I'm looking at this division, I'm like, you got like Mike Jackson's the lowest ranked guy at 15. Does he beat Mike Jackson? There's a shot. I mean, you got guys like who fought tonight, right? Why do I always forget his name? Marcus McGee. I always forget his name. You got Marcus McGee at like 12 or 13. Jonathan Martinez, Eamon Zahabi. Like, I worry about Bryce in this weight class because I know his whole thing was like, this division needs a shakeup. Marab needs a new challenge. And like, man, dude, I don't know. I'm hoping that this was just like his introduction into the weight class. He needed time to adjust and like get his feet wet and like, because like while it was one-sided round 2 and 3, he did what he had to do. Like, look, Nurmagomedov is a guy who's not known for his grappling defense. Typically, you know, you can take this guy down. This guy gasses out too. Like, he's known for gassing out, not having good grappling defense. What happens when you go against a guy who's got good grappling defense and doesn't get tired? So I do worry about Bryce moving forward in this division. Like, yeah, I mean, it was a good performance, but like, Said is not ranked competition, so I worry about that. I'm questioning Bryce Mitchell moving on in this division going forward. But, you know, nevertheless, good win for Bryce Mitchell. Muslim Salikov with the shocker over Carlos Leal. I thought Carlos Leal was going to steamroll this guy. He's 41 years old, and, you know, he just proved, dude, you can't be reckless against him. Muslim Salikov proved that. Carlos Leal was coming in, like, I understand, like, he's a fucking freight train, so he's gonna fight like that, right? Nobody's been able to, like, really hurt this guy in his UFC career so far. I thought he won against Fakradinov. He destroyed Alex Morono, so naturally there was going to be a level of confidence moving forward, but, like, I think that's kind of evolved into delusion at this point because I think Leal doesn't think he can be hurt. So he was in there, he was swinging wide in the pocket with Salikov, and it was Salikov caught him, man. He caught him. And it's weird, though, because I remember Salikov a few fights ago losing to Randy Brown. And, like, his physique didn't look as good. Like, somehow this guy's getting older and his physique is getting more toned. Like, he doesn't look like he has a 41-year-old physique. Like, you look at, like, a Davy Grant, like, that clearly looks like an older man, right? Like, Salikov somehow seems to be, like, reversing his aging, you know? And he looks good. He's putting together a win streak now, and man, yeah, don't sleep on Salikov, man. Like, that was a shocker to me. Like, I really thought Leal was going to take it to this guy. Like I said, he's 41, but man, he's dangerous. He's got power. He's got good wheel kicks. He seems to be de-aging. His physique's getting better at 41. Trains in Dagestan. Like, Salikov, you know, he's had a good resurgence. So, you know, nice work to Salikov. Definitely got that one wrong. Did not see that coming. Moving on. Davy Grant, Damon Blackshear. Why did I not just stick with my initial kind of feeling of this fight? Like, I was like, starting out, I was like, I don't know, Davy Grant, I could see him winning this fight. But I just, like, based on, like, Damon Blackshear and how consistent he's been in his UFC career, the grappling ability, I thought would be a big factor in this fight. And it was in the first round. He landed a nice double leg. He turned the corner, got Davy Grant on the ground, got his back, was able to prevent him from getting up, followed him, and controlled the first round. And then, I don't know, man, like, really good shot attempt from Blackshear in round one. And then the rest of the fight, like, he kind of just stood there and didn't hardly throw anything. And then when he'd start getting teed off on, he would just, like, shoot some half-assed bullshit double leg. And Grant would easily stuff it. Like, look, Grant is solid, but, like, I really thought there was a clear path to victory there for Blackshear that he just completely fumbled. Like, dude, where was that shot you shot in the first round? Where was that deep shot, getting in on the hips and turning the corner? Where was that? He just kept, like, dropping down to his knees and just, you know, getting his hands around the back of Davy Grant's thighs. And Davy Grant, of course, is easily going to stuff that fucking bullshit. This kind of pissed me off a little bit because, like, clearly if he would have had that approach, he would have won this fight, Blackshear. But unfortunately, he got stuck on the feet with Davy Grant, and that's just a recipe for disaster, dude. Davy Grant's nasty on the feet. Another performance, man. At 39, he just looks so good. Like, I don't think he's ever been ranked in the bantamweight division. Like, I know he's had quite a bit of robberies, like to Marcos, Adrian Yanez. It's like, how the fuck do those guys beat Davy Grant? Like, dude, Davy Grant has such underrated skills. Like, his kicks are nasty. The way he rips to the body is nasty. His shots upstairs, like, bro, he's such a good fighter. Like, he just is. And at 39, he hasn't lost a step. So really impressive performance over a surging contender or surging prospect like Damon Blackshear. Really good work by Davy Grant. I just think Damon Blackshear completely just fumbled the bag in rounds 2 and 3, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Blackshear, like, I wouldn't say this was a big fight for him, but he gets in these fights with these, like, solid fighters, and he can't ever seem to get the damn job done. So, like, I don't know about picking him moving forward. Unless he's fighting cans, like, I don't know, bro. Like, sometimes I question the IQ of Damon Blackshear in fights. Like, dude, you dominated with grappling in round 1. And then, like, you just proceed to not, like, do what made sense in the first round. You proceed to just not do that in rounds 2 and 3, right? Like, bro, like, why on earth do you think you're going to take Davy Grant down with those weak-ass takedown attempts? Like, you're getting teed off on and you just drop down and, like, you drop down to your knee. Okay, first of all, in wrestling, You never just want to drop your entire body weight to the ground and think that you're going to get a takedown. Like, I was taught this early. You're never going to take someone down like that unless they're completely fucking exhausted. You don't go to your knees on a takedown. You change fucking levels and you drive in. Like, I don't, like, bro, like, this just dropping straight to the ground. Like, he didn't do that in round one. He dropped down and then he crowded into Davey and turned the corner. It was a beautiful double leg takedown. I don't understand why he couldn't have done that in rounds 2 and 3. So, hey, it is what it is. I guess my rant is over. This fight just kind of pissed me off a little bit because I know Damon Blackshear's better than that. Look, I know Davey Grant's tough, and this, regardless, this was going to be a tough fight for Blackshear. But dude, like, I thought he could have won this fight if he just would have done what he did in the first round, right? Get deeper on those shots. Get deeper on those shots, crowd into him, and don't fucking drop your entire body weight to the ground. Like, these guys just go boom and think they're going to, like, grab a hold of legs and push them over. It needs to be, like, change levels, crowd into them, turn the corner. I don't know if my hand gestures really express what I was trying to say very well, but that's what it is. So, hey, nice work, Davey Grant. Hebos versus Ricci. Again, this is one of those ones. Like, I had Rebos. Rebos, you know, I just thought going into this fight, she's better than Ricci. She's got the striking advantage. It's going to be hard to take her down, and it was. Ricci says Ricci got a takedown. At what? I'm trying to, like, remember at what point Ricci got a takedown, because Rebos was stuffing almost all of those. Nonetheless, like, you know, I gave Amanda Hebos the first round. She landed some of the better strikes. Got a nice hip throw on Tabitha. Edge of the first round. But, like, the problem with this fight is Hebos was able to get controlled in the clinch. Which, dude, how do you get controlled by somebody as small as Tabitha Ricci? This is a 5'1" strawweight. You're like, what, 5'4", 5'5"? 6-inch, 5-inch reach. She was getting controlled throughout the fight. Credit to Tabitha Ricci. Her corner told her after round 1, like, dude, you're spending all this time in the clinch. Land some elbows in close. And she did just that, dude. She landed a nasty elbow. It hurt Amanda. And then she landed another one, and they showed that replay. It was an up elbow right into the eye socket of Hebos. It looked really fucking painful. In all honesty, it looked really painful. Hebos went down. Ricci pounded her out for the decision. I mean, sorry, for the KO, for the finish. Jesus. Oh. Trying to wrap my brain around how terrible I did on this card. Like, again, this was another one that it's like, dude, how do you get held against the cage by Tabitha Ricci? She's so small. I know she's muscular and strong, but, like, dude, you're clearly the bigger fighter. You were able to stuff all her takedown attempts. I don't know where that one's coming from. I don't remember Tabitha getting a takedown. Unless they count, like, when Amanda just sunk to the ground after getting elbowed in the eyeball. Yeah, hey, I will say, like, respect to Tabitha Ricci for, like, she showed some good IQ in there. She followed the game plan to a fucking T, dude. They're like, hey, you're in the clinch for this amount of time. Dude, stop going for the takedown. Land some elbows. And that's exactly what she did. She got right on that in round 2. As soon as she got in the clinch, boom, nasty elbow in the clinch. Boom, elbow to the eyeball. Hebos sinks down, it's over. So, credit to Tabitha Ricci. You know, typically I think skill set wise she's not very good, but that was a good IQ moment for her, right? Like, she listened to the advice of the corner. Most of these dumb fuckers don't listen to the corner's advice. Credit to her for actually going out and implementing right away. I can respect that. So, good work by Ricci. Ibo Aslan, Billy Elikana. I had Billy Elikana. Dude, what a terrible fight. Like, this was a terrible fight. Look at the total strikes, 29-35. Like, I thought Elikana would be more well-rounded. I can't remember what I picked him by. I know he tried to initiate a few takedowns, right? He shot for 3 and just wasn't able to get them. They were terrible takedown attempts, let's be honest. But neither guy did very much in this fight. And, like, Billy Elikana kind of just, you know, slightly outstruck him in every round. I mean, I was looking at the stats. I think it was like 11-5 in the first. It was like 12-6 in the second. So, yeah. I mean, dude, there's not much to say about this fight. I picked Billy Elikana. He won. He didn't look too great, in my opinion. I get, like, you're coming off a loss to Bogdan Guskov in your last fight. You're really not wanting to go 0-2 in your UFC career for the start of it, right? So, other than that, it is what it is. Bounce back win for Billy O'Connor. Nothing really to talk about in this fight, dude. It was just a terrible fight. Like, I'm a hardcore fan, and this was hard to fucking watch, dude. Like, it's just nobody really did anything. So, nice work, Billy O'Connor. Let's move on. Muhammad Yahya versus Stephen Nguyen. Man, Stephen Nguyen setting the record for most knockdowns in a UFC fight. I think it was 7. Somehow they counted the first as a trip, which, dude, I don't know how you count that as a trip. But, dude, honestly, like, really nasty work by Stephen Nguyen. How the fuck is Muhammad Yahya allowed to continue? This just shows the level of fucking pandering the UFC has for Abu Dhabi, for the Saudis, for their fucking strategic alliance, for their big cash money pot. Because, like, it's well known, Muhammad Yahya is the only guy from UAE. Hamzat doesn't count. He's the only fighter they have. And, man, I think they just wanted so bad to give this guy a shot to win. And, dude, he rocked Stephen Nguyen in the second round for a bit. Fortunately, wasn't able to do much with that. Stephen Nguyen got his wits about him, took back over, and just continued fucking him up. My God, dude. That fight should never have been allowed to continue. Like, clearly pandering because that's a UAE guy. You're clearly fucking pandering to that part of the world like you always do because they're your strategic alliance. Because, as you know, the UFC doesn't care about fans anymore. All they care about is corporate partnerships, strategic alliances, with the Saudi princes, with the Abu Dhabi guy, where the fuck his name is, I can't remember. Clearly pandering, clearly giving Muhammad Yahya all the chance in the world to, like, somehow come back and get a miracle win. Dude, it's like the announcers are like, I don't want to sound too negative, but the announcers are like, wow, man, that's so impressive from Yahya that he's able to just keep getting back up. Dude, taking a beating, I'm sorry, newsflash, that's not impressive. Taking a beating, dude, there's been so many guys who were able to take a fucking beating. Stop complimenting guys' abilities to take a beating. If anything, this fight should have been stopped. You don't want to see guys take that amount of punishment. Ultimately, at the end of round 2, they just stopped the fight, dude, because Yahya had a fucking baseball in his eyeball. Like, dude, that was one of the nastiest. That was like almost as bad as Joanna Jędrzejczyk when she looked like a fucking alien. When she had, like, her forehead grew like 3 inches on the front. Like, that was almost comparable. I mean, dude, that's clearly a broken orbital. I mean, that was nasty. Nasty work by Nguyen. Like, I didn't know this was only his second fight in the UFC. Nasty work by him, but, like, I think Yahya really made him look better than what he really is. Like, because if you just watch this fight and you don't really know MMA, you'd be like, dude, Nguyen is the next big thing in that division. This guy's future champ material right there. I think Yahya has no chin. Like, dude, he's a terrible fighter. I'm sorry. Yeah, he kept getting up and trying to win. It is what it is. But, dude, he is a terrible fighter. He has no chin. And I think he made Stephen Nguyen look more powerful than what he really was. It was impressive. But I think Yahya made Nguyen look a lot more powerful than what he really is. Let's see this guy fight somebody who actually has a chin. Honestly, like, I wouldn't normally say this. I think Yahya needs to hang it up, dude. I really do. I don't think this guy can win anywhere. I don't think he can win on the regional scene. I'm not trying to sound harsh, dude, but, like, dude, some of those shots, I swear to God, some of them looked like jab material and were dropping Yahya. I mean, that is bad. That is so bad. Like, dude, some of those strikes weren't even that hard. And Yahya would just go flying, crashing to the canvas. Like, I really think he needs to hang it up, dude. I think MMA is not for him. I think he needs to do something else because I don't think Nguyen's that crazy good. I don't think he's bad. I think he has a good skill set, but, like, power-wise, I don't think he's got that much power. I just think Yahya, dude, the dude has no chin. Like, he might have the worst chin in MMA history. Seriously. Worst chin in MMA history. So, nice work, Steven Nguyen. He showed out. I mean, obviously, you got to give him a performance bonus. You have to. You have to. Last fight, Martin Budai, Marcus Buchecha. I went with Marcus Buchecha. I thought he was going to be able to get Budai down, get a submission. Bro, Buchecha is just not good. Like we gotta stop. We gotta stop hyping these guys. Seriously, this guy was hyped as the next big thing. I think he was like a minus 1,000 favorite, wasn't he, or something crazy? Minus 600, something like that. Bro, like his takedown attempts are absolute dog shit, which most jiu-jitsu guys are. Their takedowns suck. I'm sorry, jiu-jitsu takedowns suck. Wrestling takedowns, jiu-jitsu takedowns. Seriously. Jiu-jitsu takedowns are shit. But he was shooting wrestling takedowns, to be fair. But it's like, again, he was like slow and he was like just like kind of diving into Budai. And Budai would just have that good belly, big belly defense and would belly him out, get the hips out, push him off, go back to work. You know, and Buchecha, dude, he's terrible. He's just not good, dude. Like, honestly, he finally got him down, I think, in round 2, and even then, he just wasn't able to do that much. You know, he wasn't able to do that much. You know, they big up this guy, talking about how he's one of the greatest jiu-jitsu players of all time, and it's like, okay, but this is MMA, though. This is MMA. So, bro, I didn't even know going into this fight that Budai is ranked 13th in the division. This is the state of the heavyweight division, bro. Budai is ranked 13th in the division. Bro, you lost to Marcus Budai. Again, like, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, if it was me, I'm cutting Buchecha. Seriously. Budai is not a fucking good fighter, bro. And he stuffed 10 out of 11 of your takedowns, dude. He stuffed 10 out of 11. He survived with you on the ground despite you being a 15-time world champion. What are you doing? What are you doing? This card just frustrated me, man. This card just frustrated me and all. Yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, Buchecha's terrible. And I did terrible on this card. 50% pick rate, dude. I don't do 50% pick rate. I do like 70, 80%. That's my thing. 60 minimum. 60 minimum. 50% pick rate for me is unacceptable. But, man, this was just a real interesting card, man. I don't know. I have to reevaluate how I pick fights moving forward because, like, we're in the Unk era. We're in the y'all must have forgot Unk era. So, you know, it is what it is. Not too bad of a card. You know, only a few fights that it was like, Jesus, this is a terrible fight. But, yeah, that's my breakdown of UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.